Severance does an incredible job at including symbolism in both its writing and its directing, and this also extends into the music choices as well, both within the score from Theodore Shapiro and within the featured contemporary songs as well. So on that note, let's talk about the music from Severance Season 1. And of course, spoilers if you are not done with Severance Season 1. Let's start with Severance's haunting intro theme. Now you can find really deep analyses on the internet about how the chord progressions can relate to the themes of the show. Here's an analysis I found via Google that is really fascinating and I highly recommend checking it out. But I don't really have the music theory expertise to dive into that. I do want to comment on the main melody, however. As you can see here, the main melody of the theme song has this descending motif. Every phrase in the melody starts with a high note and then descends, which aligns quite well with what is happening on the show, with the severed workers descending into the severed basement floor, or our metaphorical hell. I've noticed this motif in other aspects of the show as well, such as the lighting we see here from episode 2, when Helly, or Helena, is getting onboarded for the severance procedure. Take note of this bass part as well. Notice how every measure has a chord and then a drop down to this C note. Once again, still following a sort of descent theme, leveling out at C, as if C were our musical, metaphorical basement. Now, interestingly, there's another song within the soundtrack that does the opposite. The chords are the exact same as the intro song, but the melody is ascending. Take a listen here. Not only is each melodic phrase ascending, but also each individual phrase in the melody starts with a C note before ascending, opposite of the bass part in the intro where the bass phrase ends with a C note. It's as if we're ascending out of our musical basement. Additionally, this song is featured in moments when characters begin to learn things and uncover information about whatever is going on in their world, perhaps to symbolize these characters becoming more enlightened. We hear this musical theme in the clip I just showed you from episode 2, when Outie Mark meets up with Petey, which continues into the scene right after where Innie Irv starts to dream about the black goo. Now, I didn't notice this ascending note theme until after my recent Season 1 rewatch, so I'm not sure if this combo of ascending piano notes and character revelation happens elsewhere in the season, but if you can find another example of this, let me know in the comments. Such cool stuff going on in the score, but for the rest of the video, I'm going to talk about the contemporary songs featured in Severance. Now, another great music feature of episode 2 is the song we hear at the end of the episode and through the end credits, Daydream in Blue by iMonster. This song fits in so well with what's going on in this scene that I am thoroughly convinced that they built this scene around the song. You're crawling on the bathroom floor, you float around the room, and you're naked, then you're flying out the bedroom door. But what I love about the use of this song even more is in the symbolism of the title itself, Daydream in Blue. If you haven't noticed, there is a plethora of color symbolism throughout this show. Most notably, blue shades tend to represent the inside world where the Innies reside, as well as the entire corporation of Lumen itself, as you can see particularly with the clothes that the Innies wear, their work badges, and the Lumen-subsidized housing complex where Outie Mark lives. On the other hand, red shades represent the outside world, such as Devon's house, Mark's red pajamas during the intro sequence, or Helly's hair, which is used to represent her Innie struggle with being in the severed world. Classic red pill, blue pill symbolism going on here. So back to the song title, Petey is reintegrated. He is experiencing both the red and blue worlds. I mean, just look at the robe that he wears, and he is literally daydreaming in blue in this scene as his Innie life sort of bleeds into his Outie mind. Alright, next up is the song I'll Be Seeing You by Billie Holiday, which is featured when Mark is reconstructing his photo of Gemma, and is also playing when he's on his first date with Alexa. I think this is a very touching love song to represent Mark's longing for Gemma. The song is about missing someone close to you and being reminded of them throughout daily life. The singer says, "I'll be seeing you" in a metaphorical sense here, but in the context of Severance, once we get the reveal that Gemma is Miss Casey from the severed floor, that phrase, "I'll be seeing you," instantly becomes literal. The audience knows that Mark will actually be seeing her in the future, even though it's his Innie that will be seeing her, although we can only hope that in Season 2 or in another future season, that Outie Mark will reunite with Gemma as well. Another really cool tidbit regarding this song that I saw in a Reddit comment is that the phrase "be seeing you" is used in the show The Prisoner, which is about a British spy agent that is captured and imprisoned in a mysterious village. Sounds a tad bit familiar. The Prisoner is apparently an allegory for authoritarian governments, and the villagers use this phrase, "be seeing you," as some kind of weird, culty way of saying goodbye, from what I've seen from these clips. Once again, sounds a tad bit familiar.
Praise care.
Next we have Ace of Spades by Motorhead, featured in episode 7 when Audi Irv is in his house, painting pictures of the testing floor elevator and corridor, and also featured in episode 2 as a slowed down version when Annie Irv dreams of black goo. Now we still don't know a lot yet about Audi Irv. Right now I believe the prevailing theory regarding the song itself is that Audi Irv is trying to trigger Annie Irv into investigating the testing floor, and this could potentially be done during Irv's retirement party or another severed workers' retirement party, should the retirement song selection be Ace of Spades. As for the meaning behind the song itself, Ace of Spades is generally about gambling and risking it all, maybe for the thrill of life. As it relates to Audi Irv though, I get the vibe that this is a guy that has nothing to lose, and he is willing to risk it all in order to take down Lumen. He appears to live alone, and every night he goes through this crazy process of blasting Motorhead, painting the same image over and over again, and undergoing sleep deprivation in order to accomplish whatever task it is he wants to do. That to me sounds like a guy that is going all in, he's dancing with the devil, and he perhaps has a card up his sleeve, the Ace of Spades. Okay, so there's a few more contemporary songs from season 1 that I'm not going to talk about because I don't have a lot of thoughts about those, but those songs are Baby Don't Get Hooked on Me by Mac Davis and Enter Sandman by Metallica, both featured during Petey's funeral, and also The Times of Your Life by Paul Anka, featured during Bert's retirement party. These are all very apt songs for their scenes and the themes of the show in general. I don't have much else to add about those songs, but if you have any cool insights about them, let me know in the comments. Alright, the last song I'm going to talk about is Eminence Front by The Who, which is not from season 1, but it's from the season 2 teaser trailer. I love this song so much because, first of all, the song slaps, and also Eminence Front is about people using their wealth and fortune and drugs to forget about their problems. Now, I wouldn't say that Mark is like super wealthy or hedonistic, which is the kind of person the song is describing. He is an alcoholic, but again, I don't feel like he's super wealthy or hedonistic. However, he is definitely using Severance to forget about his problems, much like a wealthy hedonistic person might use cocaine to escape from their problems. And we do actually have an example of someone fitting the bill of this song a bit closer, Gabby Arteta, the senator's wife, who underwent severance in order to avoid dealing with her pregnancy and with childbirth. I'm sure we'll get more insight into these hoity-toity characters next season, but I would definitely say these guys are putting up an Eminence Front and using their wealth and fortune and severance to avoid their problems. Alright, well, 5 minutes prior to me recording this, I got the notification that episode 1 of season 2 is now out. So I can't wait to see what other song choices and music symbolism there's going to be in season 2, and I'm super excited to make more content about Severance. So like and subscribe, I guess. In case you can't tell, I'm new here, and I'm still learning the lingo.